going on, everyone? Want to keep this short and simple, but have you noticed that more people decide that in a situation where something tumultuous is happening, instead of thinking maybe I should help this person or maybe I should do something about this, their first thought is maybe I should record this just in case someone sees it, and then they'll recognize me as the person who recorded it and then say this is all going pretty well, It's the thought process behind the two dudes who decided they were going to do something really, really racist and literally try and kill a dude in the street and record it, and then think, yeah, this is for our defense, because when they see this video, they're going to be on our side because there are so many people out there that think just like us. Anyways, what I'm talking about is what people have coined as content brain. So the concept is that people are so desperate for making more content in order to further their YouTube career, Twitch career, TikTok career, whatever, in a way where they will get somewhere better and make some more money off of the suffering of someone else, or off of the misfortune of someone else, or doing something crazy, whether it's trends of taking milk and just spilling it in the middle of an aisle in a grocery store, or it's doing something like deciding that you're going to gamble on stream because a company is going to pay you $1 million every time you do it, and then tell people, but I lost millions while I was making another million doing this. This really came up to me because there was a recent situation where you had a streamer who was fairly known, but was friends with a lot of other streamers who do really, really well. They're all very well off. Most of them are, thousandaires, millionaires, etc. And this guy clearly has some sort of addiction. It seems to be a gambling addiction, and he decided that with his addiction brain active, he was going to scam his friends out of thousands of dollars in order to fund this addiction, because the dopamine hit eventually ends, and you need money to keep funding that, literally. Not to be, it's pretty synonymous with people who have drug addictions also. They tend to hit up their friends, their loved ones, their fans, whomever will listen to them and basically say, I'm in a time of need, I'm suffering right now, can you please give me something so that I can fix this problem? But in their brain, the problem is that they're not doing whatever it is they're addicted to. They're not doing drugs, they're not gambling more, they're not drinking more, etc. And so in this situation, unfortunately, as a society, you don't really know when someone close to you is doing this unless you've experienced it before, unless you've been scammed or burned in some sort of way before. So yeah, some people reacted to this technique that this dude did of reaching out to them and said, oh, well, I'll just pay for whatever it is that you need, because they'll make up a sad story of oh, my car has been impounded, I don't have the money to get it out because my bank is giving a problem or whatever, I've broken my arm and I don't have enough money for the medical bills, whatever, right? The best course of action is always to say, well, I'll just pay for that thing, and then see the reaction, because usually someone who's running that kind of scam just wants the money. They don't actually want to have you buy the thing for them. They really just want the money to use however they see fit, because they believe that they know the best way to spend that money on themselves. And usually they'll get upset, irate in some sort of way, and just say, never mind, man, I'll deal with that later, right? So the scam came about from a streamer named Silker. You can look it up if you really want to know the like nitty gritty details. But basically, once this got exposed, other streamers that know him and that may have actually like given him money decided that they were going to stream themselves having a talk with this dude, which honestly should have been like more of a like private conversation, you know what I mean? Deciding that they were going to do that to maybe show people that this is something that has consequences and maybe like learn from it, but really it was just a stream of people trying to make this this dude feel bad for the things that he did, and not really understanding that if he truly is an addict, or he truly like crossed that line to where he's scamming people for the money, he's already content with hurting people's feelings in order to get what he wants. And so it's not really gonna work that way. It's better to get him to some sort of like professional, get him some sort of like rehab so that he can deal with the addiction, because even at that moment he may feel bad about what he's done, but he's gonna care more about the gambling, getting more money to gamble and possibly make more money off it, because usually gambling addicts want to make money. Yeah, it was just like a very good example of like how the thought process wasn't let's do whatever we can to get this man like the help that he needs. Instead, it was how are we going, like, even if they don't see it this way, it was like, how are we going to take this and turn it into a public event so that people will understand that we're involved and we're doing something about it, whatever. It's weird. If you see someone is about to jump off a building and you decide that taking your phone out is the first thing to do, it's weird. If you see someone getting mugged and you decide to take your phone out, see two people fighting, you take your phone out, it's weird, but it's the way society works now, because you could upload that video, it could become one of the most viral, most watched videos ever, and maybe YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform will monetize it, and you'll make a pretty penny off of it. Now the other side of things that people don't really realize is that content brain tends to come from the fact that making content that actually is viral, successful in whatever kind of way is not easy. Because in a sea of thousands, millions now of people who are also trying to, make their own kind of content and on their own kind of platform, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, etc., and try to get that notoriety to get, millions and millions of views and, people to recognize them. You don't really know what will appeal to people besides shock and awe. You're always gonna notice that people are going to be disgusted by something, or people are going to be shocked by something, feel angry about something, and that's going to evoke enough emotion for them to actually react to it, or see it again, or share it with other people. They always say negative press is still press, and that's, that funds a lot of rollouts these days, or like you see an artist who's just like doing crazy thing. Some people have said Kanye has done things like that. Some people have said, other artists do things like that. It's like when they come out of their cave and they just all of a sudden start saying and doing crazy things. It's like, oh, they must have an album that's coming out. Yeah, that sort of thing is kind of insane, but it's an insanity that we're used to. People thinking that if they just keep reacting to things this way, that they'll profit off of it. And I don't know, it's better for everyone to recognize it for what it is, and then say, I need to stop. I need to really take some time to think about this rationally, instead of thinking about how it's going to benefit me, and really make sure that I'm doing what's ethically the best thing to do, because then you'll have situations like right now Twitch, well, not even right now, for a while Twitch has had streamers, big streamers who stream themselves gambling, and gambling is a whole other thing. Like, we know about casinos, but maybe some people don't know about like some of the companies that that create these like Candy Crush like games, or these games that look very like colorful and pretty and look like they may be kid friendly, and easy, in order to lure people in to play them and then spend some money on it, and then possibly make money off of them. But like usually they don't make as much money as they would if they were doing probably anything else. These companies target streamers because streamers will have big audiences, and then they'll see that if they stream this game, people will watch the streamer play the game and then say, hey, I think I'm going to download that right now because it's free to play. This is the same kind of mentality behind like, things like loot boxes, things like gacha games, like all these things have like the same concept of, if we get people to see someone having fun, or we make this out to seem like it's just going to be like an amazing positive experience, then they're not going to realize that they've now pumped like $500 into this game, and it's just into the wind because they haven't made it back, because the game is just RNG. It's just RNG, and you have a very, very low percentage of like getting what you want. Loot boxes especially would be a good example to look at, because recently companies have had to put out the actual odds for how you would get that super rare ultra anime waifu whatever in whatever game. It's the loot box, or like Overwatch, like how are you gonna get that super ultra rare diva skin? You have like a 0.2% chance of getting this skin, because of the fact that you can get duplicates, the fact that you can get other skins that you don't want, you can get other things that you don't want, like sprays, voice tracks, etc. And you would have to pump out hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars to get to that 0.2% chance of getting what you want. And once you finally get it, what are you gonna do? You probably want more. Or maybe you'll realize that there's just an emptiness because you've spent so much money. There was also the guy who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Genshin Impact when that game really had its like breakout in the States. And there's still people who play that game because you can play that. It's free to play. You can play that game without ever having to spend a dime on it. But some people get very anxious about getting what they want, and they decide, I'm not gonna wait, I'm not gonna play the free to play, the grind whatever game. I'm just gonna circumvent that and spend money on it, which leads back to content brain, because then those people will decide, I need more money. And how am I going to get more money? Maybe I'll ask my friends, maybe I'll ask my family, or maybe I'll just go out and steal it, or maybe I'll just go out and create some sort of disturbing situation so that I can catch it on film, upload it to YouTube, and then it gets millions of views. Or maybe I'll just steal content from somebody and upload that because it's so much easier. It's ridiculous, right? But right now we should all take the time to understand that the internet has like hyped that whole thing up, with video, not video games, but with like, streaming, YouTube videos, TikTok, everything is so easy to consume, and it's so easy to see someone thrive and never see the other side of things, see them struggle. So at this point, just watch out for your friends. If you ever get a DM of someone seeming strange, being like, hey, I need some money, don't feel too bad if you have to say no. but do what you can to try and actually help the person. Like, hey, you know, what's going on? You all right? You know, do you need something? Like, oh, your car's in the shop, maybe I can help you pay for that, and then we can like figure out where all this started. Maybe you need a place to stay, you know, whatever, right? See where they're at, see where their head's at. Not everyone's gonna be very receptive, because sometimes addicts will just react negatively because they're just like, why aren't you giving me what I want right now? Because that's all I care about. Do what you can to help the people around you, but also be aware that not everyone has your best interest at heart, because they have theirs, you know, especially now. So take care of yourselves, and just don't let the content brain consume you, because not all of us are going to be successful in that sort of area, and not all of us have to be. I mean, shit, look at my content.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. So, after recording the first part of this, turns out there have been some updates. Some lovely updates here. Everything has gone to shit when it comes to the structure of a lot of top streamers. Most of the streamers are involved in the Silker incident that was mentioned before. Yeah, so Content Brain actually got the best of them, and it turns out that a lot of them may have covered up a sexual assault. So yeah, there's a situation of some problematic dudes that are a part of these streamer houses, I guess you could call them, or the, like, you know, content houses, whatever you want to call them, a part of these like groups of people who, you know, got together for the sake of boosting themselves up so that they can all have great content on whatever platform they chose. Most of them are Twitch streamers. You know, some, of course, they all venture out to make, like, you know, YouTube content here and there, maybe like clips and things of their streams. But yeah, you know, like they're all together for the purpose of making sure that everyone thrives and everyone makes, you know, millions on, you know, Twitch or whatever platforms they're using. And turns out there was a situation at a party where someone was assaulted, and rather than go about it the, you know, natural human way of, this needs to be rectified right now, and we need to make sure that everyone involved, everyone who has been wronged, you know, the victim, and anyone who is connected to the victim is taken care of properly, and that, you know, they do not feel like we don't have their back, and the perpetrator is taken care of, you know, whether police be involved or they be outed from the community, you know, taken care of in a way where they don't do this again. You know, and they get the help that's needed to make sure they don't do this again. But instead, it seems this was covered up, and Content Brain striking again. This only came out because of a dispute between two different content creators, two big content creators who both gamble, and they, like, one basically just exposes to the other on a public platform because he was pissed. He's like, yo, leave me alone. Like, and realized this tweet is gonna get clicks. People are gonna look at this because it's me coming at you, and this is also gonna get you away from me. And boom, now everyone is in shambles. Everyone's going crazy. They like we're all having to rethink a lot of the content creators who've been getting like, what, 20k plus a stream on Twitch, let alone some of these are gambling streamers. And Twitch has now decided to address the gambling side of things and said, we're actually stopping it. So things do change. Make sure that content brain doesn't infect you in this kind of way, because you'll become one of these people who decides that they're going to make the most ethically like questionable, like immoral decision in a situation that should be like cut and dry. Should be that person did something wrong. We need to get them out of here. We do not want to associate with this person. We should not protect this person. But instead, it's now coming out that they protected this guy who was a creep. He's a creep. And, you know, usually with people like that, it's not just one situation. And it turns out it's not just one situation. More things are coming out. And some people want to take this and use it as an opportunity to, you know, replace these content creators. Kind of like, you know, make themselves the new top dog content creators. But that shouldn't matter right now. It really should matter is that, like, you know, there are real people involved, there are real feelings involved, and we should respect all these people and not try to like publicize these sort of things. Like, if you are in a situation where one of your friends has been hurt, or you know, something like this has happened to them, you don't want this to be out in public. You should not, you know, address this in public. This should be a private matter that, you know, you take care of in private for the sake of the person involved, because it's so many things. There's so many things wrong with that, you know, and deciding that now that this is exposed, we should all start, you know, drama farming this and turning it into like a spectacle is, I mean, it sucks, but it's a part of the game now, because people care about drama. People care about these like negative interactions. We're all kind of nosy because, I mean, look at reality TV. Like, there's a whole industry based on people just, you know, being nosy and caring about, you know, the lives of other people. I mean, Love is Blind season 2 After the Altar has come out, and I watched all 3 episodes. So, yeah. Just try to be aware that there is a line and you shouldn't cross it, even if it's gonna get you clicks, even if it's gonna make you millions. Like, because it's gonna come back and catch you. Like, holy shit, it's gonna come back and catch you. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for listening to all of this. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all take care of yourselves. And I hope that you don't give in to these horrible temptations that get perpetuated by the internet that will make you do things that you ultimately will look back on and think, why did I do that? Take care, friends. And there'll be more things coming soon. Don't worry. I'm always here.